Today we're going to be starting Abstractuary with the first prompt on the list, which is Romero Britto. So stick around if you want to find out how I recreate a piece of artwork in the style of. Hello and welcome back to the Cosy Art Club, the little corner where you can create something all for your very self. And yeah, it's lovely to have you with me. Now, today is a special day for me anyway, because it's my prompt list Abstractuary, which starts today. And so I thought, because I'm going to be creating a piece of artwork, I'll do the first prompt on the list. So if you're interested in joining along with us, it is a prompt today, but you don't have to do one a day. You could do one a week if you wanted to, or you could do a couple a week, or however many you want to do. There are no Abstractuary police who are going to come round and knock on your door and ask you why you've not made a piece for today. Honestly, jump in, jump out, shake it all about, do whatever you like, but it is worth having a go at just a couple of them if you want to, or all of them. I'm going to do all of them. I know I've got a few friends who are doing all of them as well. We've done this is the third year that we've done Abstractuary, and so I've got quite a few people who have already done it who like to do it again, because it is a learning thing as well. You're learning about different art styles, learning because you are recreating something in the style of, you're learning about how they put them together, and it gives you a good appreciation of different artists and how they work. I have got a Pinterest board, which I will link in the description below. It has got sections for each of the prompts. So if you feel like you need a little bit of a comfort blanket, or you don't want to do your own research, you just want to jump straight in, I have made a Pinterest board for each of the sections, for each of the prompts, there is a section that you can click into and see examples of the kind of thing we're talking about. So if you don't know specific artists and you just want to head over there and find out a little bit about what their artwork looks like, a little bit about them, then that's the place to go. Some of the sections are more populated than others. I'm going to keep adding into it. It has been a labour of love, honestly. I've done a Pinterest board for every year so far. So while you're in there, you can check out the other ones as well. Yeah. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. So let's crack on with the drawing of our prompt. So the perils of filming yourself mean that sometimes you make a mistake. And in this case, I forgot to press play on my camera. So I'm going to redo this again. So you'll probably see two different versions of this artwork during this video, because I've already filmed the creating of it, which I actually did press play on, but I didn't press play on the bit where I drew out my piece in the beginning. Anyway, it happens. We're just gonna go through again and do another one. Now I have to locate my pencil. So it started off with a pencil. Let me just get you in the right position. Here we go. There we go. Okay, and I am going to use the style of Romero Britto to create a bird piece. You know I love my birds. I've just come out of Bird Fest, and so I want to create one of my lovely crow, raveny kind of birds. So I'm just going to sketch one out lightly-ish. I just want to keep it simple. So I'm doing a light version of this. I will be going over this in a minute with I'll get his beak in there. He's got a lovely beak. And split beak. And then he's got, comes down there, and his feathery neck pieces. And the feathery neck piece there. Actually, that didn't go so well, that last one. Let's try that one again. So a feathery neck piece there. Okay, and then he gets his eye. And you know I like to do big human style eyes on my birds. So I'm sticking with that. So it's going to be my artwork in the style of, well, hopefully in the style of. And I like to put dots above the eye here. I'm thinking I'm going to have some kind of metallic element in this piece. That's the vague, ooh, pen's dropping off. That's a vague idea to start me off with. And then, which is the rest of his body comes down here, like so. Like so. Now, my next thing is Romero Britto uses either lines or circles or part circles to create some areas within his work. So let me try on. That's not going to be deep enough. Let's try it a bit bigger. I'm going to try it from there. See how big I want it to be. I want it to go over those feathers, you see. Trial and error. Yeah, that's what I want, I think. Yeah, this is not going to be the same as the one I did, but yeah, you know, it's going to be kind of similar. Going to be a variation of the theme, let's say that, shall we? I want it to start there and I want it to come up there. So it encompasses the bottom half of those feathery bits there. And then I want a bigger circle, so I'm going to take that out there and I want it to start in a similar place. I don't know how this is going to end up, I'm just going to keep. Let's see, let's do a little testing. I want it to go a bit wider than that. So, trial and error. That's what we're doing there. That's kind of in the ballpark of what I'm wanting now. I want a partial circle to go here. And I want it to go to there-ish, yeah. So it goes there, and I want it to come out. It's not going to come out until it comes out there. Okay. And now, that's all I want. I want it to come from the top of that circle. Well, it's not really a circle, is it? It's more of a, where's that going to go? If it goes from there. Well, if it goes from, trying to get it to go from the right place, and I want it to come in a bit further, so I will continue to play. Yeah, that's more like it. Yes, like that. And I'm going to widen it from that same point, and I'm going to take that to there. So I'm creating areas, basically, that I can then colour in. And this one is gonna come from there and go up that way. How are we doing? How's it looking? I think I'm enjoying that so far. I think, therefore I am. I want this to dissect the beak. That's going to do, and then I can lose that line. I can lose that line. We're getting there. I've got an idea, she said. I've got an idea of what I want. Where was that one going to? Yeah, this is going to be different to the first one I did. But you just have to bear with the process is the same. It's just you can't recreate exactly the same thing twice. Right. I've got my circles in place, and now that means I've got different areas I can colour in. Now I'm going to use this 0.9 uni pin fine liner to now just go over my lines. Ooh, do I want that to come round? I do. So I've just seen another line there that I want to extend. I want it to go. This is the trouble with not pressing the play button. I'll just keep going. There we go. There we go. Because I want some more areas in his head there to colour in with. And I might take that one out perhaps. Let me... Yeah, that includes his eye. That's fine. Ha ha. Right, I want that to be a bigger area because I want to put something in there. So one of the things that Romero Britto puts in his work, hearts and crowns and things. So I'm putting a little heart in there. And for this bottom area, I think this needs some sectioning off a bit as well. So I want to add some pieces in there. It's looking quite busy, but hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, I've already got one piece that I've done, so... Oh dear. So now I am going to outline all of my pieces. Now, I realise that some of this will get covered up. And I'm okay with that because Romero Britto uses very thick black lines. I'm going to get my bird's head in first. And the eye. Let's get his eye and the little circles there. I'm going to go for his beak. I'm not worrying too much if I've got a bit of a wobble going on because I can correct that with a thicker black line that will go in acrylic over the top. So it's all good. So no need to panic. Now, where shall we go from here? Let's get his body in. And those feathery doos. There's one feathery do. Two feathery doos. Three feathery doos. And four. Feathery doos. We're all good with the feathery doos. Now I need to add in these circles. So it's just a case of sectioning off different areas that we can then colour in. And it doesn't matter how often you do it, they all turn out differently. If you do something twice, it will come out, it will have a different outcome. Okay, so get that line in there, that line in there. You can see now I'm getting lots of sections that I can colour in. And this last one over here goes across his beak, comes around here. Comes up here. Now some of these are going to be lost in the intersection lines where you thicken out the lines when you've finished colouring in. So for each of these sections now, I've got some acrylic pens, acrylic marker pens. Use what you have. If you haven't got that, find out something else that works, but find out something that works on the bottom that you're going to be able to cover with acrylic. So if you use something with a waxy base, that's going to resist paint. So you want to use something that's not going to, you could use watercolour for this. Absolutely. Gouache would be a good thing to use. Maybe acrylic gouache would probably work, but actual ordinary gouache would work equally as well. Just making sure I've got rid of all these extra lines that are coming in here. Like so. Now you can see I've taped off this area. That's just because I want to be able to have a proper definite edge to it. You could fill the whole page. You don't have to do that. That's just me. And do be aware that when you put this down on your paper, if you're not careful, when you take it off, it could rip your paper and ruin your artwork. Saying that from the voice of experience. One of the ways you can prevent that is to use a hairdryer to loosen the glue on the tape. So blow it with a hairdryer so it gets warmer, and then peel it back very carefully and away from your painting, not into the painting, if you see what I mean. So the next bit I've already done, but on a different piece. And I'm going to speed it up. It's just me colouring in, so I'm having a bit of a fun time colouring in. So for each section, I'm going to start. Actually, there's one thing I did miss off here that I want to put in. And it's something I put on all my birds. They always have a little spiral. And I want that to be metallic when I finish it, because I've got some metallic paint. You can also get metallic markers for this as well. That would work too. And I just want him to have a little spiral there. Right, now I can colour in. So I'm going to, for each section, I'm going to colour in. Actually, that's a bit too pale for my liking. That's better. That was more of a cream, and this is a yellowy colour. And sometimes what I do is, if I've got enough sections, I'll use the same colour 3 times on a piece. So I'll pick another section to colour in the yellow as well. So I'm going for this on this one here. If I go over the black line a little bit, I'm not going to worry. As long as I can still see where it is, I am going to be going over those to thicken them up. Because that is what makes one of Romero Britto's pieces very distinctive, the nice thick black lines. Not all the same weight, by the way. Some of them are very thin, not thin, but thinner, and some are much thicker. Which other one am I going to use? Probably, one of his feathery doos here. Technical term, feathery do. Don't know if you knew that. So now I'm going to cut over to the one that I did previously, so that you can just relax and chill and enjoy the colouring in part of this process and adding in the pattern. So enjoy. So once again, everything is coloured in. You'd have seen the video of me colouring the other one. And now I am back to this boy, which we started. And I've got an extra fine tip grabby acrylic marker that I'm using for the outlines. And I'm just going to thicken up all of the lines that we've got on the piece. So I'm taking that one there and I'm making it nice and thick, because this is one of the things about Britto's work that is always something that distinguishes it from other artists, maybe, although there are quite a few pop artists who use thick line work. I find this as satisfying as doing neurographic art. I do. It's one of those things you're kind of colouring in and then strengthening the lines. So it's kind of similar in a way, and it does make me happy, for sure, to do this. You don't have to do the same thickness for each of your lines if you don't want to. or if you want to, you can. You'll also notice that in both of my pieces I've left a little bit of white space. That's also something that he does within his work. There's always a little bit of white space. Now, I guess that's kind of like, it's like a contrast, isn't it, to all the colour, and to give your eye a little break from all of the colour in the piece. But again, 'tis up to you whether you want to leave spaces or you want to fill them all in. So we continue in that manner, strengthening all the lines until we get this guy. This is the original boy, the OG. And I added in his spiral and the little dots there. I don't know if you can see them shining. They're in a metallic. So what I use for those, it's this iridescent copper fine fluid golden acrylic paint. So I used that to colour in those. Just, you know, I like a little bit of shine on my pieces, so I added a bit of shine on. But yeah, so now I've got two. You can see the differences. They are the same topic, but obviously when you draw something a second time freehand, you're never going to get it exactly the same. But I'm going to enjoy finishing this one off as well. So this one's going to be finished too. So I've got two pieces for my first prompt. Unintentionally, honestly. Yeah. Just make sure to press the play button. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed looking at this. This, as I said, this was the first piece. I'm going to be mounting this on a piece of card to make it stand out. Maybe a piece of black card, perhaps, I'm thinking. So that's going to be my first piece, and this one as well. So they'll both get mounted and both be enjoyed by me. I hope you have enjoyed your first. If you've done this, I know there's a few people who've already done this prompt, and they've got their artwork in the Cool Kooky Creatures group or on Arty Farty Annie's Discord group. I know there's a few people posted in there as well. I know there's a few people who are going to join in. Just jump in, just have a go. Really, seriously, if you're thinking about it, use what you have. Don't worry about what I'm using here. Use what you have in order to create something similar or along the lines of a piece of Romero Britto art. I can guarantee you'll feel really happy when you've done it, because all the colours and all the joyfulness that Britto puts into his work does just jump out at you and transfers on as well. So there you go. That's it from me, from the Cosy Art Club this week. Next week we may do another prompt from the list. Let me know if that's what you'd like, or if you'd like something different completely. I'm happy to continue for February anyway, at least to continue with the prompts for that day, if that's what you would like. If you prefer me to leave that out and do something different, let me know. Give me a little shout out in the comment section below, and I read everyone honestly, and I will reply to everyone. If I have missed yours for any reason whatsoever, I do apologise, but I do try to reply to everybody who sends me a message. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll be back here very soon with something else. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye for now.